How do Mime Artists? Welcome to this week's set of special stages. First off here is Salmence. For this one, it's really not too tricky of a stage. I just went in with Mega Tyranitar, Mamoswine, Alolan Ninetales and Regice, but feel free to swap out any of these if you so wish. It's not too tricky of a stage, as I said, so no matter which team you go in with, as long as it's super effective and fairly well leveled, you're going to do okay in this stage. You could always go in with if you've got Tapu Koko skill swapped for Typeless combo, you could always bring that along. That'd be super effective, very helpful, because none of these Pokemon are doing great amounts of damage. The Mamoswine, I believe, has Risk Taker, but even then that's not doing especially much. But as you can see, a lot of a lot of moves left. Not too terrible of a stage at all. 7 moves left there to beat it. If you've not got this Pokemon, very good way to catch it because it is incredibly simple. Next up here we have Thundurus, which is the once a day Pokemon, and there's a lot of the non-support Pokemon here, so you can always bring along the Flygon, which would be very helpful just to get rid of them, do some extra damage. The Tornadus on here, I don't think it's necessarily enough to want to bring along Tornadus along, but you could always give it a shot one of the days. Again, it's not too tricky of a stage. Once you've got the Mega Camera up going, it just becomes a lot easier, because there will be some unbreakable blocks. If you want to take along a Block Smash Pokemon as well, feel free to. It's just, it seems like the main attacker for this one will be the Flygon, because there's constantly non-support Pokemon which you can do a lot of damage with. I think mine's is only about skill level 4. So it could be a lot higher and could do a lot more damage. And a little skill boost on the Thundurus. It's not necessarily a Pokemon that I use, but there we go. And now for Reshiram. Reshiram, you definitely don't need to take along the Primal Kyogre as I did. It's still a very strong attacker, but its ability has no use on this stage, so you could always just bring along a Barrier Bash Pokemon. Something like Palkia would do completely fine, even though the Reshiram will tend to disrupt with itself, which will get rid of quite a few of the barriers. The shiny Mega Gyarados is very good on this stage, but if you wanted you could swap out to another one. I think the Tyranitar, I believe, was super effective for this stage. You could take that along. But I personally went with this one. It's a fairly good Mega and works quite well. Ashk the Ninja is very good too on a stage like this, just to be able to do a little bit extra damage with the Unity power. It only went off I think once for me, and I tried to use it quite a few times. And then there's also the Volcanion with Risk Taker. Mine is, I believe, fully skill leveled after a couple of the escalation battles that had Volcanion. And that rounds out the team. It's fairly good, it's fairly adequate, it works. But if I had to make one swap, it would probably be swapping out the Primal Kyogre, just because although it is very powerful, I think mine's is level 16, 17, so there's a lot of weight behind it. It just doesn't have any use for its ability. There we go, that's it beaten with 4 moves left. Looking back, there's a couple of changes that could be done, but it's a fairly easy stage, so no matter who you go in with, it will no doubt be fine. Then we've got Winking Turtwig up next, going in Mega Beedrill just because it gets started so incredibly quickly. Now Flygon as well, to be able to get rid of some of the Turtwigs that are on the stage. Then the Genesect and the Ho-Oh are just fairly powerful Pokemon to have along, just to do a little bit extra damage, but this is a very, very simple Pokemon to beat. Very easy indeed. Doesn't have that much HP, and I think it's a new Pokemon. It's certainly one that I hadn't caught before. I don't know if I just missed it, or they are bringing out quite a few new Winking Pokemon. 57%, it's very easy. At most you're going to need to do this 2 or 3 times. Definitely not an Ultra Ball, no items, very simple, very easy, very lovely. Then we've got Rhyperior and a full grass team. There are quite a few unbreakable blocks, so there's both Meganium and Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu hasn't been skill swapped. I know quite a few people will have skill swapped their Tapu Bulu for typeless combo. Mine's hasn't been skill swapped, so it does still have the block smash plus ability. The Whimsicott on the stage aren't too tricky, especially when you do have a full grass team, and the Mega is just able to use it within the combos that it creates when you get the screen wipes, which is very fine. I did try this with a water team as well, and it didn't go as well. It wasn't as good, and it wasn't really able to get rid of the Whimsicott, so you'd probably need to take along a Manaphy for something like that, and then it just gets a little bit bogged down. And Shaman is very good on this stage if you're able to get the Sleep Charm working. So as you can see, Mega Sceptile very good on this stage. If you're able to get some screen wipes, that just really brings down its health a lot. It's a fairly bulky Pokemon, and this team can take a while to get set up. But that's why you've got Shaman, just to kind of push it back a wee bit, give yourself a couple of turns to get the Mega Sceptile going. Mine's is fully candied, so I think it only takes about 6 to 8 icons matched. It's a fairly good Mega, especially when fully candied. Then we've got Kingdra in a fairly similar team. Mega Sceptile again, but also Shaman, Blossom for the Mind Zap ability, but I don't think I necessarily used that. And also Decidueye, just because with Super Arrow it can do a lot of damage. Super Arrow, very good ability that when you make a match of 4 does an incredible amount of damage. So this team, it's got a little bit of damage, it's got a little bit of stopping, because if the Disruption goes into play, then it just goes straight back to the starting screen with all of the blocks on the stage, which is fairly uncomfortable. And there aren't any great Rock Break Pokemon that are grass type that I can think of off the top of my head. So if you're just able to keep it subdued with the Mind Zap and with the Sleep Charm, this stage is very simple indeed. There we go, 9 moves left. And that is Kingdra. Then lastly here we have Togekiss going in full metal team with Mega Aggron as the Mega, as the name implies. There's also Solgaleo just to do extra metal damage. Reggie Steel is here just to get rid of some of the unbreakable blocks. And the shiny Metagross is just a wonderful attacker. Keep hitting it with the hitting streak and it does a lot of damage indeed. Mine's is skill level 5 and it's at level 13, so it still has a little bit of couple levels to go, but with skill level 5 it does immense damage. It's 9 times on the third time that you use it in a row, which is a heck of a lot, especially on a stage like this. So when you can clear the board and then just make a couple of good hits with it, it destroys the stage very quickly. And there we go, thank you very much for watching. That is this week's special stages. How do, Mime Artists?
Eggs! Eggs! E-double-G-S eggs!